Greetings and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Nerissa, a mom to 3 children. One of those children is on the autism spectrum, and I come and just share my experiences, share the things that have worked for me, things that didn't work, and also a little bit become vulnerable here. Today I want to talk about autism regression. I often hear parents saying, I think my child is regressing. I'm worried my child is regressing. And today I thought, let me just do a video and share my experiences, the things that I've learned that work, and also how to identify regression, the things that we can do to support our loved ones who are on the autism spectrum. If you are here for the first time, please remember to switch on that notification button. Remember to subscribe and remember to let us know your thoughts. You are so much welcome to contribute. Let us know, give us the feedback. We really enjoy getting feedback from you. Thank you very much. So let's get into it. So what is autism regression? Autism regression is for an individual that is on the autism spectrum who would have lost their previously acquired skills, often with increased autism symptoms. So this is a skill that they would have already acquired previously, but then along the way they lose that skill. This happened for my son, and that was one of the things that became a sign for us that something was not going on well developmental wise for him. I remember he regressed in speech. There was a time when he developed his speech and he could communicate with us well in the house, with me, with his dad, with his siblings. But then there came a time when he just stopped using his speech. So he regressed in speech. He also regressed in the developmental milestone of at that stage he was learning to walk. He just stopped walking. He was not yet diagnosed, but I later learned that that is also autism regression, because he was already autistic anyhow. We just didn't know that he's autistic. So that is the first time I remember witnessing autism regression, and it really had an impact on the entire family. We were worried because when he regressed from walking to now crawling using his bottom, we not even using his limbs, we thought maybe he had fractured his knees, so he didn't want to crawl. Maybe he had an injury. I remember taking him to the doctor, and the doctor suggested x-rays. Maybe he had been injured without us noticing, or he had been injured at his nursery school and no one had noticed. So all that started happening, the interventions. But that time, I remember we took him for x-rays. We took him for assessments. They just did the physical assessments. And we came back home. He was okay. He had no injury. He had not sustained any fracture that could stop him from. And he was not complaining of any pain. He didn't have any temperature that could indicate that he was not well. But he stopped walking. He stopped talking to us. He started using sign languages. He started pointing at things when you want. For example, when he's thirsty, you would point at the water bottle. I've always weaned my son with water. So since him being a toddler, he has never been attached to drinking sugary juices. So his go-to, even up to today, his go-to beverage is water. So when he was thirsty during that season of regression, he would just point at water bottle and you would have his water. When he is hungry, you'd either take you to the pantry or you would take you to the fridge or to the cupboards where we keep food, and he would just point. And it became a concern But after doing the assessments, the medical assessments, and they realized that he didn't have injury, that's when again it was flagged as regression. So as I've said earlier, it's loss of previously acquired skills, often with increased autism symptoms. And it's during that time that we realized that there was a lot of symptoms of autism that started flagging up, that started becoming more evident, more apparent. You could not miss them. And what is the causes of autism regression? So it can happen before even the person is diagnosed, because remember, according to the autism diagnosis, it is the way the brain is wired. It is the way the individual processes information. It is the way the individual communicates or interacts with those around them. It is the way they regulate their emotions as well. That is basically autism. So the causes of autism regression are pretty the same causes as well with autism. So the causes for autism regression is genetics. That is cause number one. Environmental factors, cause number two. Changes in the brain development can also cause regression. Other medical conditions, epilepsy can cause regression. Gastrointestinal issues can also cause regression. And also the autoimmune disorders, they can cause autism regression. So those are some of the causes that I just thought, let's mention what could be the cause of autism regression. And what are the signs? What is it that you can see, that you can pick up and see what has really caused the regression? We have spoken about the causes. Let's talk about the signs now. Loss of language or communication skills, like the example that I've just used for my son when he regressed, the very first regression that I ever witnessed. Also, social withdrawal. Autism regression you can see autism regression when they start withdrawing from social interaction. They just prefer to be alone. They prefer to not to interact socially the way they used to do. Also, increased repetitive behaviors, increased stimming, increased echolalia, increased meltdowns, loss of motor skills, the things that they were able to do. Like my son, he was able to walk, he lost that motor skill of walking. And increased anxiety or melancholy. Increased anxiety or melancholy. So these are some of the signs we can pick up that a person is now going through autism regression. And this is what I recommend to do: seek medical attention. Some of the mistakes that I made when my son had regression was to sit and watch and think that he's going out. It's just a phase. He's going to outgrow it. There is nothing like that. Imagine not even getting worried. In that state, I was really in denial. I did not even think of getting medical intervention. I did not. My husband, yes, he was suggesting medical intervention, but it was falling on deaf ears until he had to take the matter into his own hands and made sure that that appointment was set, that appointment was attended. Also, increase support and accommodations, increase the therapy sessions, increase the things that can make the individual regulate. Focus on maintaining and rebuilding the skills. So we increased the speech therapy, we increased the occupational therapy, and we made sure the accommodations, we started making sure that his needs are accommodated, and address the co-occurring mental health conditions if there's any. If you see there's stress, there's anxiety, there's depression, you need to address those conditions accordingly. Do not just sit and think things will just wake up one day much better. Consider autism specific services. You should consider occupational therapy, and if you want, you can also consider ABA therapy. But no matter what, don't just sit and think things will get better. Things don't get better if you don't make the conditions better for your loved one. So these are some of the things I wanted to share so that we are really aware of what is autism regression, and that we don't have to sit back, fold our hands, and think time will take away that autism regression. You have to do your part. You have to be proactive and support your child the best way you can. Thank you very much for watching this video. I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to getting your feedback. Until then, see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.